الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك وحبيبك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. I am very pleased, very happy to talk about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How much time we talk about our parents, our neighbors, great leaders, so quote unquote, and they are very insignificant when compared to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wallahi, they are very insignificant when compared to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Allahumma salli ala habibillah. We'll continue talking about. We stopped at a time when the Prophet ﷺ started making a constitution in Medina as a Dawah strategy for a new community. You cannot use the same strategy for a different community. You use different strategies in different communities, in different situations. You cannot use the same screwdriver for every nut or every nail. Different. There is Phillips, there is, I don't know about this. Yeah, you know the type, you see? See, even in Dawah, different people have different mentality, different understanding, different communities need to be approached differently. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ even was very selective of the people he sent to Habasha. Most of them were not poor people. Most of them, if not all of them, were highly educated, among the nobles of Quraysh. You see? And among the elite of the Quraysh society. Because those are the people who could really affect others and could maintain their belief. Because when we talk about that, even one among them became Christian. You see? You cannot really deal with different people following the same approach. So the Prophet ﷺ started his da'wah in Medina. And we'll just focus on one incident of how the Jews deceived Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, يَعْرِفُونَهُ كَمَا يَعْرِفُونَ أَبْنَاءَهُم. They know that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the Prophet mentioned in the Torah, in the Old, as they know their own children. Can you mix your children with their children? No. Even if they wear the same hats. Even if they were twins. You see? My cousins are twins. And until today, I cannot distinguish among them. They're about 11, 12 years old. I cannot distinguish about them. I call them, say, it's not my name. Say, oh, hey, I didn't know. You see? But the mother, the father, they know them. Yes. Very well. Okay? They can distinguish between them. Okay? So they know Prophet Muhammad as they know their own children. This situation comes with one of the great rabbis of Medina. Rabbi, you know Rabbi? No. Rabbi means the greatest priest of the Jews. We call him Rabbi. Rabbi. We call him Rabbi, huh? Yes. This Rabbi has the name of Al-Husayn ibn Salam. His name? Al-Husayn. And he was really expecting the advent of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He knew about that the Prophet would come. A Prophet would come. And this Prophet is having these descriptions, features within the Torah. So he was really waiting for his advent. A knowledgeable man. That day he was pollinating the trees, pollinating a palm tree. When he saw and heard somebody saying among the Jews that the Prophet, they have a different name, Bani call them Ansar, they have a name for them, a nickname, a bad nickname for the Ansar, has come for them. Their father has come for them. He was very happy and he really landed fast from the tree. His aunt was there. He said, Hussein, what's wrong with you? If you had heard about the coming of Musa ibn Imran, Prophet Moses, you wouldn't have done this. He said, my aunt, he is a brother to Musa ibn Imran. They know that those people, that they're brothers. The prophets are brothers. They're calling for the same. This is why as Muslims we don't discriminate against the prophets. We love them. Not only love them, we believe in them. If you disbelieve in any of them, you're not a Muslim. No matter what you do. Okay? So this is a confirmed belief. So he ran to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and he met him. He said, the first words I heard from him saying, أيها الناس, all people. He's not saying all Muslims, all people. Because he's not only sent to Muslims. His followers are Muslims. And the followers of all prophets are Muslims. You see? You see? Saying all people. And this is our message. To all people. All people. أفشوا السلام وأطعموا وصلوا والناس نيام تدخل الجنة بسلام. You see the message from being all people spread peace among themselves. I have come for peace. I didn't come to divide you. I come to unite you. Feed each other. أطعموا الطعام. Take care of the needy among you. Subhanallah. Don't create. I didn't come here to create an elite to control the masses. No. And this is what all dogmas do in the world. Any political system, communism, capitalism, nameism, anything you name it. You name it. It does that. You have a group who are in control, you give them the power, and they suppress the rest. No. Prophet Muhammad came to take care of everybody. Everybody will have his own position. The most knowledgeable and the most ignorant. The richest and the poorest. The noblest and the whatever you call it. Okay? Because all people are equal in front of Allah. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The noblest on the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the people who have taqwa, who are more pious. So, and this is what Abdullah bin Salam heard. And pray while people are asleep. Subhanallah, mean you watch Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In public and in private. So Abdullah bin Salam looked at this. And he started asking the Prophet, because he was very knowledgeable about the Prophet ﷺ, and he was really finding out, and this is something we should know, that everybody has the right to question about Islam, to ask about Islam, until they are convinced. This is not a religion saying, no, if you want to believe in this, you're welcome. If you don't want, no. لا إكراه في الدين. There is no compulsion in religion. In this deen, although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, إِنَّ الدِّينَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ الْإِسْلَامِ. Religion, according to Allah, is Islam, and only Islam. وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Anybody who seeks any other religion other than Islam, it will not be accepted from him, and he will be among the losers in the Day of Judgment. It's confirmed that it's the only truth. But people have the right to accept it or no. Subhanallah. Tell me any way of life which could be more tolerant than this. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. You know that people are doing evil, and what they're doing is wrong, but you don't compel them to accept the truth. Where this can be? Tell me. The Prophet ﷺ made it from the beginning. It's not him, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Stated in the Quran at many places. So, Ibn Salam had a very interesting story. And this tell you, sometimes the Prophet ﷺ would use a different strategy with different people. Because if you know that I know the truth very well, 100%, and I'm rejecting it, you do a different approach with me. Then you do with somebody who's ignorant, who doesn't know which is right, which is wrong. And I convince him differently. But you know that, I know that you're right. And everything you're doing is right. But I'm rejecting it because of hatred. Because I hate you. And you see, this is the problem. And this is what many of the Jews were doing at that time. Because the Prophet was not from among them, they hated. Just like they did with Jesus, Christ, peace be upon him. Okay? They rejected him, although he was Jewish. But they thought his mother was. See? They spoke about him. And he's a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gave them all miracles. They rejected him. We believe in Jesus Christ, peace be upon him. Have you seen him? No. Have you seen his miracles? No. Who told you about him? About his miracles? The Quran and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You see, Akhwan? So, Abdullah ibn Salam accepted this. And he said, "O Prophet of Allah, I believe there is no God but Allah and you are the messenger of Allah. I have my people and I care about them." You see, subhanAllah, those scholars, they don't care about themselves only. And I want them, I know that they know you are truthful. I want you to bring their leaders and ask them about me and what they think of me. And see what they're going to do. So the Prophet ﷺ invited the Jewish rabbis, the Jewish leaders. And he said, I'll hide in another room. Listen to the conversation and invite them to Islam. And ask them about me. When they came to them, they came to the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "What do you think of his name was Al-Husayn ibn Salam?" The Prophet ﷺ said, "No, you are Abdullah ibn Salam." They came to him and he spoke to them about Islam. They said, "You came with this and we don't think you are a prophet." And he said, "It's up to you." They knew from the beginning that he could not force them. Okay, could not force them. A true prophet will not force them. You see? So he said to them, "What do you think of Al-Husayn ibn Salam?" They said, "He is our rabbi and the son of our rabbi. He is the most knowledgeable among us and he's the son of the most knowledgeable among us." He said, "What do you think if he becomes a Muslim?" He said, "No, we seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wouldn't have made such a stupid mistake. Never, never, never." Then Abdullah ibn Salam opened the door and said, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah." Look at this da'wah strategy. This works with those people. Because you've got to really hold them responsible in front of Allah for their people, for what they have said. They looked at him and said, "You became Muslim?" He said, "Yes. Ashhadu annaka Rasulullah." And this is the true Prophet of Allah that the rabbis were talking about. He said, "Go to hell. You are the worst of us. You are the son of the worst of us. You are the most ignorant and the most ignorant of us." The Prophet didn't say anything. Okay? He is the rabbi and he's the one who told them. Because he had, why would Abdullah ibn Salam do that? I ask you a question. Why would he do that? Why would he say to the Prophet, "Bring them, I'll talk to them and do this"? Why would he do it? Why did the Prophet ﷺ accepted that as well? If the Prophet didn't want that to take place, he wouldn't have accepted that. Why?
In the first place, Abdullah ibn Salam knew about his people. They are liars throughout, and they knew about they knew about.
Why would he do it?
No.
Then why would he do it that way? If had known that they wouldn't accept that, why would he do it? Wasting time?
No.
What?
Yeah. Not losing time, but just to let the Prophet ﷺ to know about the Christianity, that about the Jews. Before even they respect Abdullah Salam, but they speak concerning him after he embraced Islam.
Okay. Anybody else?
Can you please repeat the question?
Okay, you were taking a nap. Okay, the question is, why the Prophet ﷺ would allow Abdullah ibn Salam to do such a thing? Why Abdullah ibn Salam did that, and why the Prophet ﷺ allowed him to do this?
To some extent, it might be a revelation from Allah.
It's not in this position, probably. I don't know, but we don't have evidence. Could be.
No.
What don't you trust that?
Okay. What I think is, what you said is right, but what I think is, the Prophet ﷺ realized that those people is going to reject Islam. They have many people behind them, and they are working as barriers between them and accepting the truth. And this is a very significant leader, a very knowledgeable man, and he is holding them responsible in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the man, this is Abdullah ibn Salam telling the Prophet that you said a minute ago what you said about him, now you change your mind. That means that you're not really saying the truth. And he holding responsible in front of the people that most of their followers will lose trust on them. Those people who change their words in a minute, how can you trust them? How can you trust them? So we'll stop here for this episode, inshallah, about the da'wah strategies of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and inshallah next time we'll go into a different approach that Prophet followed with people in Medina in spreading his da'wah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. جزاك الله خير يا سيد.